Hi everyone and welcome back to the Bewitchy podcast. My name is Madam Vervain. Some of you might know me as Luan. And joining me again today is Richard Murphy, also known as the Gay Ghost. And just an example actually is a follow-on from Gay Ghost. Woo!
It's too gay to be gay.
Gay the gay. Woo!
It's like whatever your definition. It's like whenever I thought of Australia and the Gay Ghost, I always remembered gay ice cream time. It's like
Gaytime.
Somehow it got popular. Yeah. You had the Gaytime ice cream, right?
Yeah. It's yummy.
Like, somehow it got popular in Malaysia. It's like, ooh, gay ice cream, and it's not even rainbow colored.
Anyway. I think they do have a rainbow version though. Okay, so I'm going to look that up actually now because you're making me wonder. So using you as an example, actually talking about what we were talking in the last episode about, not helping and helping promote competing businesses. Technically, you're a competing business. And okay, you work for us and stuff like that as well. And obviously, we're collaborating and all that sort of shit. But, you're a really good friend of ours. You're authentic. We trust you. We're happy to help you build your business and stuff as well and your branding. We do support competing businesses as long as we trust you and we know who you are. And we're not gonna, trap out or entrap or, mess our members and clients and customers up by sending them to someone else. And so that's that. I just want to use that as an example. I'm just looking up the Gaytime ice creams because I think there's a few variations now. Images. I swear I seen something the other day with Gaytime. So you can get golden Gaytime bites now. You can get the golden Gaytime birthday cake, and that's very colourful. I guess that's probably what it was though. So here we go. Golden Gaytime from Rainbow. So there's a rainbow packaging design, and it's rainbow coloured on the inside. I was right, so I'm going to send it to you. Okay, I'm sending it to you. Look. It's got your. It's
like the Gay Ghost is sponsored by Gaytime. How hopeful.
You never know. They might offer to sponsor you.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Golden Gaytime.
So I'm gonna click on this story actually because this story is about. Sorry to cut you off. It's about Indonesia. So. They're under fire over Gaytime ice cream in Indonesia. Brand quickly issues statement to quell social media outrage over ice cream brand that appears to promote LGBT rights but isn't actually sold in Indonesia. This is in 2018, by the way. Whatever. Anyway, there's a big story on that in the campaignasia.com website. I was just curious.
Yeah, one thing I know about Indonesia is that there, in a sense, it depends on which. Like Indonesia is like a very big country. It's as big as China in a sense. Yeah. You have the West Indonesia, you have the East Indonesia. On my side is on the west side of the Indonesia because Sarawak is basically above West Indonesia. This side, the one that is near Bali area, it's more peaceful and not very conservative.
Yeah.
Like in every country there is always a place where the community or the government are more conservative than most. So I think this is more like a conservative article or a conservative place where they're complaining about it. This happened also in Malaysia where the conservative politics or the conservative states complain about the golden Gaytime ice cream or anything that has to suggest LGBT, like even a rainbow colored Apple Watch. It's like, what? It's just rainbow. How about the rainbow that you see on the sky? How about the rainbow that you see on your color pencil? Is that gay enough? I'm so sorry. That's my sarcasm. It's like, do you want us to color everything in black and white?
Black and white? No. Okay, so on the posts in the group, where it says that basically we accept questions, psychic readings, general witchcraft questions for the magazine and podcast. And Yeah, so people have been commenting. So here's another one that we need to get through today. And this is from Sally Ann. Now, I've known Sally Ann for maybe 30 years or so. And she's been in the group for a few years now, but I can't say Sally's full name. She's Maori, and she uses her Maori name as well. So I'm just going to call her Sally. Sorry, Sally. I'm not even going to attempt to say it. So anyway, Sally wanted to know, she wants a bit of help for empaths, and she wants to know how to shield out other people's emotions. So she's looking for tips and strategies on how to deal that.
Okay. Tips and strategies. So you say that she is a very sensitive person as well as an empath.
Yeah, and look, Sally, I'm not going to expose all her personal business and stuff like that, but Sally does obviously carry around a lot of trauma. Sally also has a group on Facebook, which is, I guess, for people who, might be looking for someone to talk to who are going through a bit of trauma, life trauma, or have done in the past. So I guess she's probably asking for herself, but not also for herself, also for those people to pass on. Because later on in the comments, she actually says that she's going to write out a list of questions that she gets asked often, and she's going to send them to me. So I think she's asking on behalf of herself, but also on behalf of other people.
I see. Basically, in my experience, two things that Spirit taught me when shielding, like any psychic can do this, or any spiritual practitioner or witches can actually do this to protect your energy, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, is to imagine your mind, body, and spirit is surrounded in a cocoon of light. Like some people prefer to use the color of white. Some people prefer to use the color of prism, rainbow, or a certain color that feels protective towards you. Some people like it gold color. Some people like it blue color. But for me, since I'm quite lazy, I either imagine myself surrounded by a pure white light of the divine, or the golden light, or the rainbow light. If you imagine yourself with the rainbow light or the prism light, it basically caters to every needs that you want. So that's like basically protecting your mind, body, and spirit from any contamination from other lower entities or lower negative energies or entities or other people as well. You can also use crystals such as clear quartz or black tourmaline or black obsidian. But another thing that it could be someone that Sally knew, or it could be Sally herself, but my spirit guide is saying that she has to stop. There's two things, all right? She has to stop comparing herself to another person or another group of people, as well as she has to stop, how do you call this, carrying the burden of other people, or I will use my
setting
word,
boundaries.
Like, busybody with other people drama.
Yeah, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, the reason why sometimes her energy is low or drained or being parasited, is that or even a word? Parasite or vacuum by someone else is because, some of her friends, family, or clients, or whoever it is, some of them might fall under the pretense of like poor me, victim mindset, like victim mindset, but they actually enjoy the the attention. So they're kind of like a vampiric parasite that draws in the good energy or the good chi from her or from her surrounding. So maybe that's why she wanted to ask this kind of question, like how can I improve myself, or how can I avoid this kind of people? Like one thing my friends are saying that once you put this shield, you have to consciously put the effort of avoiding unnecessary drama or avoiding associating yourself with this group of people. Because the thing is, yes, you are helping them, but at the end of the day, you can only help them like to a certain degree and not all the time. Because some people, if they really want to help themselves, they will push themselves, not push themselves, but they'll put in the effort of changing themselves. But I do feel that someone in your life, they are enjoying being the quote unquote, I'm so sorry to use this word, quote unquote, pathetic loser or pathetic victim, oh, who is me kind of thing.
Yes,
I'm so sorry if I sound so rude, but this is what my spirit guide says. And then my spirit says, actually, you can, like, this person, Sally, can avoid this person because this person is quite, like, to Sally, it's very boring because this person always complain to Sally, and Sally's like, oh my goodness, every time I saw you, you always complain about this, about that. Like, stop it, I'm bored. so the guy said, cut it off.
Yeah, so obviously you've fallen into a little bit of a trap of reading her in that sense, and that's fine because I'm sure that will probably help her. And look, don't apologise for being upfront because one, your first language is not English, so of course you're not always going to choose the right words, or it might sound really blunt and all that sort of stuff. And people, I'm sure, will forgive you. Secondly, sometimes we need to get told straight up how it is and all that sort of stuff, and sometimes it's the best course of action. So everything you've said there's 100% perfect, even on a general sense anyway, because one, you want to shield yourself energetically through visualizations. Like you said, anyone can choose any colours that they choose works for them, and everyone's different. I know some people who use white light and other people use black light, pink, green, blue, whatever. You do what you got to do, and maybe you want to change that up as well. Setting boundaries. You spoke about setting boundaries in your own little way, so that's really good because you have to take responsibility as well. If someone's sucking the absolute life out of you, or you're not coping with their emotional target, you've got to. It's up to you to set those boundaries. They're not going to know, or they may know and not give a shit, that they're sucking the life out of you, or offloading and dumping all their energy on you, unless one, you tell them, or two, you call them out for doing it, because they might. There is that chance that they're going to know. There's a lot of other ways of doing it as well. So meditation can sometimes help. Grounding can help a lot, and also using crystals. So setting up crystals in your home. If you're around someone who you know tends to do that, and you don't cope around, have a crystal on you, carry it in your hand, whatever works. There's ways of protecting. In your bra, whatever works. Please don't put it in your knickers. Knickers. Also, journaling or writing in your diary or whatever, that can sometimes help as well. So, yeah. There's lots of things you can do. And, sometimes people are looking for a magic wand as well, or they're looking for this miracle cure, and it doesn't work like that. 9 times out of 10, it's all about self-help, taking the tools, taking the insight, taking the knowledge, and going off applying it yourself. I know myself from lots of client feedback that if I tell a client to go do something, i.e. grounding, and they'll help them, if they do it once, oh yeah, I feel better now. I'm like, well, you got to keep doing it. You can't just do it once. And those people that don't keep doing it, their life doesn't change. Nothing gets better. It's all about making routine, practicing, taking it on board, taking responsibility yourself, and just getting on with it. So one of the best ways we can protect ourselves is by saying no. I can't do this. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to offend you, but I'm not able to cope with this. Or no, fuck off. Or no, I'm going to use my self-control today. I'm not going to respond to that person's message. I'll respond when I'm in a space where I can deal with this. It's about respecting yourself, but also respecting other people. You don't be shooting off the mouth saying, oh, I can't handle you and all that, and then burning bridges and all that sort of stuff, because that's not going to be helpful to an empathic mind either, because then there's regret, and then there's you end up spiraling and stuff. Spending time in nature, obviously, as I said, that's part of grounding anyway. And always taking time for your self-care, because if you're not taking time for that self-care and then you're getting pissed off with someone because you can't handle them, it's probably actually your own fault.
Oh, by the way, since is it okay if I recommend an author that talks about empath protection, or because she basically write about empath? Okay, so basically I have a card deck by Judith Orloff.
Yeah.
So basically, since the author, the particular deck that I have is the Power of Surrender card.
Yeah.
This is a really good card deck for empath. But she also has like a book and a card deck that is specifically catered and made for empath. So anyone who is empath, especially Sally, I do recommend you to check out Judith, Judith Orloff, Orloff, books or card decks. Because literally her books is like the empath survival guide or something like that. And I really enjoy it. It's like, I haven't read the book yet, but I read the synopsis, I read the sample chapter, and I was like, this is impressive.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't get impressed too easily either. So it's nice when you find something that is actually genuinely impressive. Okay, so the next thing that you wanted to talk about today was the ghost stuff that we missed the other day. Yeah, so what did you want to talk about? You want to talk about my little ghost hunting thing?
Yes. It's like before we talk about your ghost hunting thing, it's like I want to ask your opinion because I did mention this to you, but I want to put this story in our podcast because so remember that I mentioned to you, it's like I think it was like last month or last 2 or 3 months ago, I don't remember, that I suddenly wake up in the early morning. It could be like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I do not know. So I was like barely awake. So it's like half asleep, half awake. And then my face was like directly on the area of my window. And then I got the shock of my life because I saw a figure like hanging on the window. It's like minding its own business. And then I was like, fuck, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of my room, I say in my mind. And then the spirit was like, fuck, this person can see me. So do you think it's actually like a dream or it's like a ghost? I think it's a ghost because this rarely happens.
No, I think it was a ghost. As soon as you were saying it, I just thought it was a ghost. And the experiences can happen like that. So, okay, so I've been on a couple of ghost hunting things, I don't know, in the last couple of months. And there was one actually that I went with on Nathan. We just went to a ghost yard. We went to a graveyard, bloody hell.
Graveyard. Okay.
It was like a ghost graveyard. There was lots of ghosts. And there was one specific area that we're walking through, and I stopped. Something sort of made me feel the urge to stop, So I stopped and I was looking at my phone, and next minute I heard a dog running up behind me, and you can even hear it. Yeah, you can actually hear it in the video because I was filming on my phone. And
evidence.
Yeah. So I got the evidence of it. And I jumped around and looked. There was nothing there, of course. And then, there was a couple of incidences like that. And there was one spot where I stopped, and I don't know what made me stop. I think there was a noise or something, and I stopped. But then I had this feeling like, oh, don't walk past this tree. Like I just had this really bad feeling. And then just as I was about to walk off, I was umming and ahhing about, like hesitating. Nathan goes to me, I've got a bad feeling about that tree. Don't walk past that tree. There's something there.
Did someone hang themselves at that tree, or that some kind of...
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I didn't explore that beyond that point at that moment because there was a lot going on.
The image of someone hanging around the tree or hang on the tree is in my head.
Yeah,
for some reason, it's quite a gruesome energy there.
Look, and I wouldn't be surprised because I just got tingling on my legs when you said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tingling on their legs.
Yeah. So anyway, but look, you could definitely see a lot of spirits. I had spirits talking to me. That's the thing with being a genuine psychic medium. It's
so for me. It's not weird because I've met you. It's like you're one of those weirdly wonderful people who are so brave to go to a place where there's ghosts because for us, locally or culturally, we were taught from the very young age, if there is a ghost, if there is something wrong with that area, do not go there. It's like basically like a survival instinct kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like if there's ghosts, run away. One thing about Asian is that we run away from ghosts, but in a sense,
Ooh.
but there are some crazy Asians.
Okay, so I've got tingling on my hands, right? So Spirit said to me while we were talking, pull out some cards, right, in reference to what we're talking about, this little ghost hunt thing, right? And you know how I said to you about the dog? The first card is a dog. Right? Now,
so this confirms it.
So I said, can you confirm if there was something bad at the tree? Did somebody hang themselves or was there dark energy there? And this was the card that came out.
The bear in the tree, okay.
Yeah, so there's a big, bad, scary, angry bear at the tree. So I was right. So there you go. I mean, I knew anyway, but I just thought it'd be fun to check it in the cards.
Okay. See at the bear card, I think there is like a hornet nest there. Correct?
Yeah.
So there is a hornet nest. So there's something is attached.
Yeah,
it's like a very angry watch.
And I've still got tingling all over my legs right now. The fact that we're even talking about it. But yeah, that was a pretty good night actually. That was a pretty good experience. Heard and seen a lot of orbs and stuff. Got a lot of that on camera. I mean, I guess essentially, I suppose we could whack it.
On the orbs thing.
Yeah, I think I might actually whack those videos up on YouTube. I'm going to start filming more and popping them up there because people keep asking to see them actually. And the next time I went out, I went with Kim, and look, we sensed a lot of stuff, and it was a bit of a bad night actually because we went to the same graveyard. Now, when I'd gone with Nathan literally just like a couple of weeks prior to that, there was no spiders or anything around. And when I went with Kim and a couple of other people, there were big spiders like this big hanging off those trees. Okay. And they were hanging down low like you were gonna... Yeah, and like you would have walked straight into them had you not seen them. I was just lucky I seen them. So that was a bit off-putting for me because a lot of those gravestones are in between the trees and stuff. And I just sort of thought, nah, that was a no for me. I mean, I'd rather take on a fucking entity than a spider.
And I have a question: is that whenever you go on a ghost hunting exploration, however you're gonna call it, adventure, do you do like a protection prayer or some kind of protection before you go into that area?
Yeah, so we always do like protection prayers, circles, even individually, and then always cleanse as well when we leave because you don't want to go off with any you don't want to go off with any attachments and stuff like that. But I spent a bit of time walking around the gravestones and talking to the deceased ones or seeing what I could pick up about them and things like that. And there was a lot of activity in that graveyard. There was a lot of spirits hanging around wanting to talk. Some upset, some all good, and a variety of things. I don't think we caught any evidence that time. I'd have to check my footage, but I don't think I even bothered filming that night. And sometimes I don't. I go out on these little paranormal investigations, and sometimes I don't film shit. But we did have like the monitors and stuff with us that night. So, the ones that let you know if there's a spirit around. Yeah. So we had one of those with us that night, and that was definitely working. And we picked up a lot of stuff with that, a lot of activity.
I see. Oh, do you have those items or those, how do you call this, device that can record the voice of the spirit? They call it like ghost box or ghost voice or something.
I do have one actually, but I need to upgrade it because it's a super old little one. It's a piece of shit really, but
I see.
Yeah, I do need to upgrade it. And look, as you know, I've mostly just been really doing it for fun. I've done it for a couple of clients as well where I've needed to, but it's mostly just been fun. But I'm really feeling that pull and, I don't want to fall into the whole jumping on the bandwagon thing. But as you know, I've been doing it for years just for fun. But I wouldn't mind doing like, even if it's just once a month, putting up once a month videos on YouTube of, some sort of activity, even if it's very small or minimalist, it doesn't matter. It's something. But for me, it's about finding the right places.
Annabelle type of video.
Yeah. For me, it's about finding the right places to go to as well, because you don't want to go anywhere where it's illegal. You've also got to be careful where you go, like more about humans than anything. But once I think I sort of secured down a few little places, I'll definitely start recording it and doing it. I've got to upgrade the voice thing. We've only got 5 minutes left too, by the way. I've got an interesting story to tell, actually. We went to a local hotel one day and one of the managers led us upstairs where it's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I picked up was that she was full of shit a bit, as far as like she was very cocky and very, acting like as if she had all this control over these spirits in the upstairs area. And I immediately got told she didn't. She did confirm a few things I was seeing psychically, and I mentioned to Kim while we were up there. And then something got said. I can't remember what it was, but as soon as she said it, I thought, well, that's going to piss these spirits off. And it did, because there was a banging behind one of the bars upstairs and something shook and all that. And we all just looked at each other and we knew straight away. And she just carried on as if it was nothing. Later on in the conversations, she very much confirmed to me what I picked up straight away was that I think the cockiness and stuff was all about ego and trying to impress us and show off, because she ended up admitting that one of them had actually attacked her and slammed a door on her hand and causing her a great deal of harm. We don't control spirits. We can appeal to them and ask them to please leave us alone, and we can make deals with them like, please don't touch me, otherwise I'm out of here. Respectfully. But if a spirit doesn't like you and you piss it off, it can and it will attack you. And it doesn't owe you jack shit. We're not in control here. They're the invisible force with all the power, not us. So
and I have a question, because it's like I do saw like some ghost adventure kind of video. It's like some people, how to call this, like purposefully provoke the ghost.
100%. Yeah, I was watching one the other day actually though, that I was posting in the other group. I think I added you to that, didn't I? The creepy, paranormal, creepy whatever. And I mean, he was on the right thing. He was basically saying to this spirit, and this was really full-on activity. It was Annabelle type shit, like hectic. And he just basically said they were saying, it was saying to him it wanted to touch him. And he said, no, you're not allowed to touch me. The minute you touch me, I'm out of here. So he was very firm. It kept testing him, though. It kept wanting to touch him and stuff. I think it did ask a few times.
Grabby spirit.
But he also said it in a context you could tell he knew he was at its mercy. Like, he was just trying to put on a brave front. But he wasn't being abusive or aggressive, Like, he was just saying to the spirit, don't touch me. That's our deal. Otherwise, I'm out.
Basically, it's like putting on a firm boundary, like, nah.
Yeah. So, we've pretty much come to the end of our session here. We've got 2 minutes left, Richard. I update Richard, everyone, Richard. She's
out of her mind. Her spirit have went to some places.
You know what it is? It's because I'm starving. I'm absolutely starving. I haven't had lunch. Okay, so basically I update Richard on the time, everyone, because he can't see the clock. And we're trying to keep our sessions like to 30-minute blocks for a lot of reasons. Anyway, so
talk for ages. That's the thing with us.
Yeah, so I reckon next time we should talk about maybe Bewitchy magazine, a couple new products that we've got coming out soon. And also I want to talk about you, Richard, and how you're going on your personal journey and stuff like that as well. Spiritually and whatever, personally, all that jazz. Yeah, because I think it's really helpful for people to hear other people's stories, because there's always somebody out there that can relate to your story, and it can make them feel better or give them some hope and all that sort of stuff. Capiche? Capiche.
It's like, I will be shy, but at least there is like a online biography of me somewhere. It could be helpful for someone someday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. because you've got an interesting story really at the end of the day, like. But yeah, let's say goodbye, and we'll bring it up in the next session. Bye.
All right.
Bye.